Hello students, my name is Gandharva Hemant Pednekar, Research Associate, School of Development Studies, Tata Institute of Social Sciences, Mumbai. I will be discussing about the module on health education. The WHO Constitution of 1948 defines health as a state of complete physical, social and mental well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. In addition, the Ottawa Declaration states an individual or group must be able to identify and realize aspirations, to satisfy needs, and to change or cope with the environment. Health is, therefore, seen as a resource for everyday life, not the objective of living. Health is a positive concept, emphasizing social and personal resources as well as physical capacities, as per Ottawa 1986. Health education is concerned with improving the health of populations and reducing inequalities in health. It is commonly defined as the science and art of preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through the organized efforts of society, as per the Committee of Inquiry 1988. Health education is a profession of educating people about health, as per McKinsey 2009. Areas within this profession encompass environmental health, physical health, social health, emotional health, intellectual health, and spiritual health, as per Donatelle 2009. In the fields of health education and health behavior, the emphasis during the 1970s and 1980s on individuals' behaviors as determinants of health status eclipsed attention to the broader social determinants of health. Advocates of system-level changes to improve health called for renewal of a broad vision of health education and promotion, as per Minkler 1989. The concept of health promotion builds on a social and cultural understanding of health and illness. Health promotion is the process of enabling people to increase control over their health through advocacy and intersectoral action. Health promotion is a dynamic and evolving concept which involves people in the context of their everyday lives. For example, home, school, workplace, etc., and promotes the achievement of the highest level of physical, mental, and social well-being for all, as per UNESCO 1997. UNESCO 1997 also mentions that a key component of health promotion policies is community action. Local initiatives are supported through the provision of relevant knowledge, information, and training. Recognizing the role of environmental and social factors in achieving and maintaining health, community initiative often takes the form of advocacy or political action for creating an environment conducive to health. Such initiatives focus attention not only on models of disease. Since the Alma Ata Declaration on Primary Healthcare 1978 and the Ottawa Charter for Health Promotion 1986, which identified the essential role of health education, substantial progress has been made in improving global health. Infectious diseases and infant mortality have declined. More people are better nourished. Access to clean water has increased and people are living longer than before. As for the definition, health education as applied to health and disease issues is defined as a process with intellectual, psychological, and social dimensions relating to activities which increase the abilities of people to make informed decisions affecting their personal, family, and community well-being. This process, based on scientific principles, facilitates learning and behavioral change in both health personnel and consumers, including children and youth. Joint Committee 1973. consciously constructed opportunities for learning involving some form of communication designed to improve health literacy, including improving knowledge and developing life skills which are conducive to individual and community health, as per Health Promotion Glossary Geneva, WHO 1998. Educational role of health professionals, public health and medical care professionals will identify with these definitions. For example, with regard to the definition of health education, the nutritionist, environmentalist, physician, nurse, physical therapist do increase the abilities of people to make informed decisions affecting their personal, family and community well-being. Education is clearly integral to the role of all health professionals. In fact, the providers of public health and medical care are usually the first-line educators of the patient, the consumer, the community. Merton, 1957. While discussing about health education specialist, we see that Allegrante 1986 has expressed the uniqueness of education in the health field in this way. The goal of health education is to promote, maintain and improve individual and community health through the educational process. The conceptual hallmarks and social agenda that differentiate the practice of health education from that of other helping professions in achieving this goal include using consensus to identify health needs and problems, voluntariness of participation as an ethical requirement, and a focus on stimulating social and organizational behavior change in defined populations. Like the other helping professions, our methodologies also require that we enter into a social contract in dealing with people. However, it is the emphasis on the teaching-learning process, the inherent belief in the individual's capacity to learn and assume responsibility. Relationship between health educator and other health professionals. The responsibilities, skills and knowledge required of the health education specialist can be carried out in many different ways, depending on the setting and the needs of the institution, consumers or community. The health educator may function as a consultant to other health professionals or to a community. For example, he or she may work with public health nurses in setting up an educational program in a clinic for mothers and infants, or with physicians and nurses in a cardiac care unit developing materials for patients' families, or may function as a member of a public health or medical care team in a hospital or clinic. For example, a team for educating diabetic patients could include a physician, nurse, dietitian and a health educator, or a public health team concerned with pollution of a river could include an environmentalist, a toxicologist, a public health physician and a health educator. Or the health educator may be the only health professional working with a community to help the community understand the need for draining small pools of stagnant water and devise a plan with the community for doing so. As the definition of health education suggests, the primary role of the health education specialist is to facilitate the learning process and help the individual or community to make informed decisions about health or disease issues. The health educator, therefore, never works alone, but always together with individuals, groups, or communities to assist them in dealing with health or disease issues and to facilitate their learning. Relationship between health education and health literacy. According to Radzan 2001, the term health literacy was first used in the health education context about 30 years ago. Today, it is considered an important concept. not only among health education practitioners but also among those involved in the broader aspects of health promotion. A definition of the term health literacy appeared in the WHO glossary, where it was suggested that health literacy represents the cognitive and social skills which determine the motivation and ability of individuals to gain access to, understand, and use information in ways which promote and maintain good health. As well, health literacy means more than being able to read pamphlets and make appointments by improving people's access to health information and their capacity to use it effectively. Health literacy is crucial to empowerment. The activated health education model. The activated health education model is a three-phased model. Becker 1974, Hochbaum 1971. The phases of the model are as follows. Denison 2002. The experiential phase actively engages individuals in the assessment of their health through activities such as field study, laboratory testing or screening, and surveys of the target behavior. Individuals become aware of their actual health behavior. This phase establishes baseline measures and identifies observable behaviors for future goal setting. The awareness phase presents information that provides a rationale for including the previously completed experiential activity and creates awareness of the target behavior. This phase focuses on increasing feelings of susceptibility and creating tension between actual and ideal behavior. The responsibility phase involves participants in the change process, facilitates their identification and clarification of personal health values, and develops a customized plan for behavioral change. Self-management strategies are introduced and participants develop their own plans of action such as self-monitoring, setting measurable goals, stimulus control, use of social support systems, and visual imagery in goal achievement. Kaplan 1993. Health education, planning, implementation, and evaluation. Evidence-based health education interventions are those that are most likely to be based on theory and have been shown through empirical study to be effective. The use of theory-based interventions, evaluated through appropriate designs, contributes to the understanding of why interventions do or do not work under particular conditions. Evidence-based health education practice is the process of systematically finding, appraising, and using qualitative and quantitative research findings as the basis for decisions in the practice of health education. Cottrell R. 2005. Components that appear to be essential to effective community-based health education and prevention strategies include the following. The participant involvement. Community members should be involved in all phases of a program's development. Identifying community needs, enlisting the aid of community organizations, planning and implementing program activities, and evaluating results. Wide and comprehensive representation of the community members on program planning bodies provides for a sense of ownership and empowerment that will enhance the program's impact. Planning many programs take 2 or 3 years to move from original conceptualization to the point at which services are delivered. Planning involves identifying the health problems in the community that are preventable through community intervention, formulating goals, identifying target behavior and environmental characteristics that will be the focus of the intervention efforts, deciding how stakeholders will be involved, and building a cohesive planning group. Needs and resources assessment. Prior to implementing a health education initiative, attention needs to be given to identifying the health needs and capacities of the community and the resources that are available. A comprehensive program. The programs with the greatest promise are comprehensive, in that they deal with multiple risk factors, use several different channels of program delivery, target several different levels, that is individuals, families, social networks, organizations, the community as a whole, and are designed to change not only risk behavior but also the factors and conditions that sustain this behavior, that is motivation or social environment. An integrated program. The program should be integrated. Each component of the program should reinforce the other components. Programs should also be physically integrated into the settings where people live their lives, that is work sites, rather than solely in clinics. Long-term change. Health education programs should be designed to produce stable and lasting changes in health behavior. This requires longer-term funding of the program and the development of permanent health education infrastructure within the community. Altering community norms. In order to have a significant impact on an entire organization or community, the health education program must be able to alter community or organizational norms and standards of behavior. This requires that a substantial proportion of the communities or organizations members be exposed to program messages or preferably be involved in program activities in some way. Research and evaluation. A comprehensive evaluation and research process is necessary, not only to document program outcomes and effects, but to describe its formation and process, and its cost effectiveness and benefits. Role of health education specialist. By the late 1980s, the National Commission for Health Education Credentialing (NCHEC) in the United States had identified 7 major responsibilities for the health educator, as well as the competencies and subcompetencies that demonstrate competency under each responsibility. In 2010, the NCHEC revised the core competency for health education further. This is as per the National Commission for Health Education Credentialing 2011 and National Commission for Health Education 2012. Responsibility 1. Assessing individual and community needs for health education. Competency A obtains health-related data about social and cultural environments, growth and development factors, needs and interests. Competency B distinguish between behavior that fosters and that which hinders well-being. Competency C infer needs for health education on the basis of obtained data. Responsibility 2. Planning effective health education programs. Competency A recruit community organizations, resource people and potential participants for support and assistance in program planning. Competency B. Develop a logical scope and sequence plan for a health education program. Competency C. Formulate appropriate and measurable program objectives. Competency D. Design educational program consistent with specified program objectives. Responsibility 3. Implementing health education programs. Competency A. Exhibit competency in carrying out planned educational programs. Competency B. Infer enabling objectives as needed to implement instructional programs in specified settings. Competency C. Select methods and media best suited to implement program plans for specific learners. Competency D. Monitor educational programs, adjusting objectives and activities as necessary. Responsibility 4. Evaluating effectiveness of health education programs. Competency A. Develop plans to assess achievements of program objectives. Competency B, carry out evaluation plan. Competency C, interpret results of program evaluation. Competency D, infer implications from findings for future program planning. Responsibility 5, coordinating provision of health education services. Competency A, develop a plan for coordinating health education services. Competency B, facilitate cooperation between and among levels of program personnel. Competency C, formulate practical modes of collaboration among health agencies and organizations. Competency D, organize in-service training programs for teachers, volunteers, and other interested personnel. Responsibility 6, acting as a resource person in health education. Competency A, use computerized health information retrieval systems effectively. Competency B, establish effective consultative relationships with those requesting assistance in solving health-related problems. Competency C, interpret and respond to requests for health information. Competency D, select effective educational resources material for dissemination. Responsibility 7, communicating health and health education needs, concerns, and resources. Competency A, interpret concepts, purposes, and theories of health education. Competency B, predict the impact of societal value systems on health education programs. Competency C, select a range of communication methods and techniques in providing health information. Competency D, foster communication between healthcare providers and consumers. Health education includes not only instructional activities and other strategies to change individual health behavior, but also organizational efforts, policy directives, economic supports, environmental activities, mass media, and community level programs. Two key ideas from an ecologic perspective help direct the identification of personal and environmental leverage points for health promotion and education intervention. Glantz and Riemer, 1995. First, behavior is viewed as being affected by and affecting multiple levels of influence. 5 levels of influence for health related behavior and conditions have been identified. They are 1. Intrapersonal or individual factors. 2. Interpersonal factors. 3. Institutional or organizational factors. 4. Community factors. And 5. Public policy factors, as per McLeroy, Bibot, Steckler, and Glantz, 1988. The second key idea relates to the possibility of reciprocal causation between individuals and their environments. That is, behavior both influences and is influenced by the social environment. Stockels, 1992. So, where is health education provided? The settings for health education are important because they provide channels for delivering programs, provide access to specific populations and gatekeepers, usually have existing communication systems for diffusion of programs, and facilitate development of policies and organizational change to support positive health practices. Mullen and others, 1995. 6 major settings are particularly relevant to contemporary health education: schools, communities, work sites, healthcare setting, homes, and the consumer marketplace. Schools. Health education in the schools includes classroom teaching, teaching training, and changes in the school environment that support healthy behaviors. Lupker and others, 1996. Communities. Community-based health education draws on social relationships and organizations to reach large populations with media and interpersonal strategies. Models of community organization enable program planners both to gain support for and to design suitable health messages and delivery mechanisms. Worksites. Since its emergence in the mid-1970s, worksite health promotion has grown and spawned new tools for health educators. Because people spend so much time at work, the workplace is both a source of stress and a source of social support. Israel and Schruman, 1990. Healthcare sites. Health education for high-risk personnel, patients, their families, and the surrounding community, and in-service training for healthcare providers are all part of healthcare today. Homes. Health behavior change interventions are delivered to people in their homes, both through traditional public health means, that is home visits, and through a variety of communication channels and media such as the internet, telephone, television, and mail. The consumer marketplace. The advent of home, health, and self-care products, as well as use of health appeals to sell consumer goods, has created new opportunities both for health education and for misleading consumers about the potential health effects of items they can purchase. Glantz and other, 1995. Thank you.